Hey guys, it is New Year's Eve 2016 and I was sitting downstairs in my house here, and to be honest, I was thinking, you know what? I had an idea, and since it's New Year's Eve, I figured why not try something a little tiny bit different. Anyways, I was planning on doing a video to share my thoughts on the Vegas Golden Knights name and logos, their main logo and their new secondary logo as well. However, you know what? It's the holiday season, the Spengler Cup wrapped up today, and we've also got the World Junior Hockey Championship. So you know what? I figured, why don't I do a video about the World Junior Hockey Championship jerseys for the 2017 World Juniors and change it up a little bit. I mean, I'm still going to do my Vegas video, don't worry. But I figured it's the holiday season, it's New Year's Eve, why don't I do something a little bit special? So what I'll do is I'll share my thoughts on the World Junior jerseys from each team from this tournament for this year. But before I do that though, I want to give a shout out to the Spengler Cup Canadian team. And Canada managed to not only win the Spengler Cup this year by defeating HC Lugano earlier today, but guess what? Canada has actually held on and repeated as Spengler Cup champions this year because they won last year as well. And as a Canadian hockey fan, to be honest, you guys, I just could not be happier with the fact that not only has Canada won the Spengler Cup, but they have repeated and gone as back-to-back champions of the Spengler Cup. I mean, it is such a cool thing to see, in my opinion. And as a Canadian hockey fan, I couldn't think of a better way as a hockey fan, for 2016 to end besides Canada not only winning the Spengler Cup, but repeating as Spengler Cup champions. I mean, that's a huge feat. And the Canadian team, I mean, they're a bunch of Canadian players that play in Europe. And when they get together, they have to build chemistry. They don't really play with each other. Most of them don't play with each other, like teams such as HC Davos or HC Lugano, who they defeated today. Those teams already have rosters that have built chemistry together. Most of the Canadian guys, they come in, they're cold. They have to learn how to work together, and they have a real disadvantage a lot of times. So seeing Canada pull this off back to back again, I mean, I could not be happier. And not only that, I mean, I love the Spengler Cup. I have been following it. I love watching it every year, and I've been following it for about 6 or 7 years now. And let me tell you, I enjoy it every single year. It is, for myself, it is a Christmas time hockey tradition. Well, I shouldn't say Christmas time, more holiday season, because the tournament starts on Boxing Day. But anyways, speaking of Canada, I might as well start off with the World Junior Hockey jerseys. Since Canada has unveiled them, I'm sorry guys, but I hate their red uniform. I hate the red jersey. It is just way too dark. And not only does the shoulder yoke have the sublimated maple leaf design, but the black stripes on the arms and the one stripe around the waist also have the black sublimated maple leaf effect. And you know what, guys? I honestly do not like it. I think that jersey and that uniform is way too dark. The only bits of white on the entire jersey are on the numbers, the names on the back, and the little bit of white on Canada's logo. And I'm sorry, but that jersey is way too dark. And compared to the 100th anniversary red faux back jersey that they had before that said Canada on the front, Although that jersey had the black shoulder yoke on it, what was really good about it is that it had a really nice balance of black and white. And that jersey actually looked really quite good. Also, I mean, as for their white jersey on the other hand, although I don't like the sublimated maple leaves on the shoulder yoke, or I should say maple leaves. I'm so used to saying maple leafs because of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But with the maple leaves that are sublimated onto the black shoulder yoke of the white jersey, I still don't like it on that jersey. However, there is a nice balance of red, white, and black on there. And you know what? I have found so far that their white jersey, their new white jersey, has really grown on me. And to be honest, I think that one is a pretty decent jersey. I mean, I could do without the sublimated maple leaves, but the jersey itself is not bad. And I think there's actually a pretty decent balance of red, white, and black on that jersey. And I also liked Canada's 100th anniversary white faux back that had the black shoulder yoke and the red Canada on the front with the red stripes. And I noticed that these new uniforms do take a lot of things from those 100th anniversary jerseys, but I just wish that the red one had some more white on it. I mean, if it had white stripes on the arms and around the waist, in my opinion, it would be a lot better. And I hope that they will make some type of adjustment to it by next year, but I have my doubts on that. But you know what? I still think that both of their new jerseys are not as good as the ones that they had before the 100th anniversary ones. The same design that they had for the 2010 Winter Olympics, of course, with their main logo with the hockey player silhouette instead of the special 2010 Olympic logo, which they had to use a special logo because the International Olympic Committee doesn't allow federation logos, as far as I know. So, I mean, I like the 2010 design much better than what they've got now, but I must say, their white jersey is actually pretty decent, and it's actually grown on me quite a bit since it's been unveiled. And if you want to hear me talk and share further thoughts on Canada's new uniforms, I actually made a video about it a few months back, so what I'll do is I'll post a link to that video in the description of this video, so if you want to check it out after this video or any other time, feel free to do so. However, I'm going to move on to talk about Sweden's jerseys for this year's tournament. Now with Sweden, they've got the two stripes around the waist of both of their jerseys. And I love that Sweden has the royal blue and the golden yellow jerseys. I love that about Sweden. They're one of those rare teams that doesn't have a white jersey, and I think that's great. And I love the Tre Kroner design on the front. That to me is a true hockey classic, or a true international classic, or a truly classic international hockey design. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, guys. And you know what? If Sweden, with Sweden, they've got great waist striping. However, they don't have any stripes on their arms. Like back when they brought out this uniform design back in the 2014 Sochi Olympic Games, ever since they brought them out, I've been wondering who the hell thought that was a good idea? Like seriously, you put stripes around the waist, but you've got nothing on the arms. Like all they have to do is put those same stripes that they have around the waists of their blue and golden yellow jerseys on the arms of their jerseys, both of them. And guess what? Sweden's jerseys would be fantastic. But still, I mean, besides that, though, their jerseys are good, but, you know, I just find it so random that they would decide to put a decent striping pattern around their waists, but absolutely nothing on the arms. Like, who the hell thought that was a good idea? I mean, goodness me. But anyway, I'll move on to Denmark. I think their uniforms are not too bad. I don't think they're too bad. And I mean, could they be a little bit better? Could they have a little bit more going on around the waist? Could they have maybe a striping pattern on their arms? A little bit of a different striping pattern on the arms too? Sure. But their jerseys, I don't think they're actually too bad. And, you know, back to back to talking about Canada, though. I mean, one thing about Canada that I do like about their new uniforms is that as much as I would prefer Canada sticking to the red and white and as much as I think that their 2010 look was their best look, or definitely one of my personal favorite looks, you know what? One thing about their new uniforms, though, is that by having more black on their jerseys, it does allow them to stand out. But I do think that their red jersey needs more white accents. That's for darn sure. Now, also, I'll move on to the Czech Republic. I actually think their white and red jerseys are actually not too bad. Just bear with me for one moment here. Sorry about that, guys. But for the Czech Republic, I actually don't mind their red and white jerseys. I do, although they could do a little bit more for striping, like around the waist, instead of having a shoulder yoke heavy design, which seems to be a real Nike trend in recent years, where it's very shoulder yoke heavy on the design, but nothing on the arms, nothing on the waist, in an effort to make lighter weight jerseys. However, you know what? With the Czech Republic, though, I must say, their shoulder yoke heavy design on their white and red jerseys, I actually don't think it's too bad. And I also think that their Nike jerseys are better than the ones that Adidas unveiled for the World Cup of Hockey this past September. That's just my opinion. Now also, I'll move on to talk about Switzerland. I personally find that their jerseys are a little bit plain, especially their red one. All it is just a blank red jersey with the white cross on the front. No stripes, no nothing. And you know what? I honestly wish that they would, in my opinion, if they just had one single white stripe around the waist and a same single stripe on each arm, and then the exact same thing for their white jersey, obviously with red stripes instead of white ones, you know what? I think their jerseys would be just fine. But the way they are now, especially the red one, I mean, way too plain. It's like, who thinks these ultra plain looks are a good idea? I mean, I get the method behind the madness to make a lighter weight jersey, but just because it's lighter weight, I mean, some of us want a decent looking jersey too, you know. And I mean, if you can make a lighter weight jersey, that's great, but I wish Nike sometimes would think more about making a decent design rather than a lighter weight jersey. But anyway, that's just my personal little mini rant on Switzerland's jerseys. Now, I will also move on to Team Finland. Now, I like their white jersey. I just wish that it had the same striping on their arms around the waist as well. And as for their blue one, it's not too bad either, but if I had my way, I wish that they wouldn't have the navy blue shoulder yoke on that bright blue jersey. And if they had the same stripes around the waist as their arm stripes, honestly, I think Finland's blue jersey would be awesome. But anyway, I mean, their current jerseys are actually not too bad. Now, also, with Finland, I'm glad that they don't have that white flag jersey. Like, remember, I don't know if any of you remember the 2014 Sochi Olympic Finland jersey, but that white one that they had, I have never been a fan of it. And it's nice to see that for the World Juniors that they have gone away from that design. And their current jerseys aren't too bad. It's just with such a nice shade of blue that Finland has on their blue jersey, I wish that navy blue shoulder yoke wasn't there. But even though it is there, I don't think it looks too bad, but I do think it could have been a little bit better. But anyways, I will move on. Now, I want to talk about the United States jerseys next. Now, their navy blue one, it's simple. It's got It's got a couple of stripes on the arms and that's it. And it's got sublimated stars on it. I've always felt that was a very clever idea for the navy blue jersey. I think that's pretty cool. But as for their white jersey though, it's got a big navy blue shoulder yoke with a thick red stripe on the top, and besides their logo below it, there's nothing else. And I find that disappointing. And to be honest, I feel that the American jerseys are a little tiny bit plain. However, one thing that I honestly really like about the American World Junior team so far in the 2017 World Junior Hockey Championship is that they've worn their throwback white Lake Placid jersey twice. And I love that jersey, and I don't know why the Americans haven't gone back to that full time. It's a simple jersey, and I find that they always win. A lot of times they usually win when they wear that jersey. I feel that the Americans, that white jersey so far has been my favorite jersey in the 2017 World Junior Hockey Championship. I kid you not. It's a great jersey, and I wish the Americans would go to that and even a royal blue version of it full time again. I mean their current uniforms, they're not terrible, but I feel like they're kind of boring. And their throwback, I love that jersey. I really do. And this is coming from a Canadian, by the way. And you know what? I actually think it's better than Canada's white jersey, in my opinion. Because it's red, white, and blue, just like the United States. And with Canada, our white jersey is white with mostly black and a bit of red. To me, that's not as... it's still a decent jersey, but to me, I wish that I think a Canadian jersey should just be mostly red and white. But remember, guys, that is just my own personal opinion when I say that. But with the Americans, though, even their last white jersey that had the navy blue Pittsburgh Penguins-style blocks on the arms, I thought that wasn't a bad jersey myself, and I like it actually a bit better than what they're wearing now, and I thought that was a decent design, especially compared to what they're wearing now. But their current jerseys aren't bad. Their white jersey's a bit boring, and I don't mind their navy blue jersey. It's just I find that their current jerseys are a little bit boring. However, if we're talking about their throwback, 60s throwback, that's a whole different story. I love that jersey. And I wish that the Americans would just switch to that full time. I love that look. But anyways, I'm going to move on again. And I'm going to talk about Russia next. And with Russia, I don't mind their jerseys either. I think their jerseys are pretty decent. And what I like about them is that Russia's always got... I find that Russia's look is always pretty decent. And I love the logo that they have on the front of their jerseys. I really do. I've always been a fan of it. And the only thing I don't like about Russia's jerseys right now is that when you look at the back end of the shoulder yoke on their jerseys, it looks like it's completely cut off. I don't know if anyone else notices that, but I wish that Russia would fix that. If they could just fix that, I think their jerseys are perfectly fine. They're even the way they are, they're not bad, but I do think that a little bit of a fix to that would be a little bit better. Now, the next team I want to talk about is Slovakia. Now, this is the one thing that I hate about the Americans' white jersey and Slovakia's white jersey, because besides Slovakia's logo being different, and besides the little gray pinstripes along the white part of their jersey below the shoulder yoke, which is the same shoulder yoke as the Americans' white jersey. And by the way, those pinstripes are actually lyrics of the of the national anthem of Slovakia, which that's cool. But my issue with Slovakia's white jersey is that it is the exact same as the Americans' white jersey. I mean, where's the creativity? I mean, goodness me. And you know, one thing that was a bit of a pet peeve in my opinion was that when Slovakia played the Americans a few days back, as of this video, to me it looked like a bloody inter-squad game. And Jesus Murphy, where's the creativity? And you know what? Let me see if I can actually find a picture of it. Bear with me for one moment here. United States World Juniors. Shoot. See, I hate having a delay trying to search things up, but I want to show you guys this because to me, I felt that this looked like an intra-squad game, and I just did not like it. Now, I don't think I'm going to find it here. Or actually, yeah, I don't think I'm going to find it right where I'm looking, but we'll see. Maybe I'll luck out here. If I don't find a picture here in the next few seconds here, I'm just going to move on. But, alright, let me see. There we go. I think this was it. But, you see what I mean? I mean, their white jersey is the same as Slovakia's, but I know Slovakia is wearing their blue one here. But if you think about it, I mean, Slovakia's blue jersey is just a flip of the Americans' white jersey. It looks like an intra-squad game. And I just have not been a fan of that. And with Slovakia, I mean, goodness me. I wish that... See, this is why I wish the Americans would go to their white throwback full time, because, I mean, not only would the Americans have a different white jersey from Slovakia, but as I've said a few times in this video already, I mean, I think their throwback is much better than what they're wearing for their current white jersey right now. But with Slovakia, though, I don't mind their navy blue jersey. It's just a flip of their white one, and of course it has the pinstripes down the body of the jersey below the shoulder yoke, which is a cool touch. So I don't mind their navy blue jersey. I think it's pretty decent, actually. But it's their white jersey that I'm not a fan of because it's way too similar to... It's the exact same as the Americans' white jersey. And I wish one of those teams would change it up, especially the Americans, for their throwback as their full-time white jersey. But anyways, I'm going to finish off this video by talking about Latvia's jerseys. Now, this year I have been surprisingly more impressed with Latvia's jerseys than I have in a long time. And you know what I like about Latvia's jerseys? When it comes to international hockey, it is usually red, white, and blue. And to see Latvia in burgundy, white, and black, they stand out, and as far as I'm concerned, they are a breath of fresh air when it comes to the World Junior Hockey Championship in terms of jerseys. Now, all I think Latvia needs to do is put their arm stripes around the waists of both of their jerseys. That's it. And even though they don't have those stripes right now, their jerseys are actually pretty decent. And if they would just do that, I think their jerseys would actually be perfect. And I really like the amount of burgundy and white with a little bit of black on the pants. And you know what? I hope that if the Colorado Avalanche decide to get new uniforms, which I think they need them desperately, I hope they take some notes from Latvia's World Junior Hockey jerseys, because I think those are actually pretty sharp. And if Colorado could come up with a look like that, with a little, obviously with a bit of their blue as well, I think they could have some pretty solid uniforms if you ask me. But with that, you guys, those are some thoughts of mine on the World Junior Hockey Championship jerseys. I hope you enjoyed this video, which I will call a holiday special. And I hope all of you will have a good New Year's Eve, and a Happy New Year to all of you. And if you don't see my next video, Happy New Year. And as always, until my next video, take care and bye for now. And I'm going to work on my last video for 2016 as soon as I finish this up. So anyways, with that, I'm going to go make one more video for 2016. And until next time, as always, take care and bye for now.